Hey, welcome to another episode of Cutter One. I am your host, Jay, just Jay, your resident troublemaker and your resident culture warrior. I hope you are all doing well on this lovely weekend. All right, so you probably heard the story because it was reported yesterday, I think, by a lot of places. Let's just get right into it. So you knew that the Rings of Power folks, they sort of played the like, oh, original cast support us, right? Just a couple of days ago, you had Billy Boyd coming out saying, oh, this is why I think it's great and stuff like that. And you had the whole Elijah Woods and Dominic Moynihan, I believe is that his name, and Billy Boyd and Sean Astin coming out with the whole like everybody's included in Lord of the Rings, when they were still trying to call all the fans racist and stuff like that. Well, what I don't think they expected was this response that they got from King Theoden himself. Lord of the Rings actor Bernard Hill slams Rings of Power as a money-making venture, not interested in watching it. That's right. So this is coming to us from Variety. It says, Bernard Hill, the actor best known to Lord of the Rings fans around the world as King Theoden, hit out at Amazon's The Lord of the Rings of Power in a recent interview with Metro. Quote, The Rings of Power... Oh, okay, they were just mentioning the title. Aired its 8-episode first season on Amazon Prime Video this fall. When asked if he watched the show, Hill snapped back, quote, no, not interested, unquote. He said, it's a money-making venture, and I'm not interested in watching that or being in it, Hill said. Good luck to them and all that stuff, but it's not like the real thing, unquote. Hill was then asked if the Lord of the Rings franchise should have ended after Peter Jackson wrapped his original trilogy with The Return of the King, to which the actor responded completely, yes. I think they were pushing it when they made The Hobbit. The Hobbit's a tiny book, Hill said. They did it well. They did it really, really well. They expanded it, but I think you can only stretch a piece of elastic so far. I think they managed it in The Hobbit because there were some really good things in The Hobbit without a doubt. Hill will never know what's in The Rings of Power as he refuses to watch it. The showrunners of the series have mapped out a 5-season plan for The Rings of Power, which stands as the most expensive television show ever made, with a first-season budget north of $400 million. If all 5 seasons of the show get made, it'll cost Amazon north of $1 billion. Critics were largely favorable of The Rings of Power, with Variety calling the series sweeping and gutsy, while it's unclear if Hill's Lord of the Rings co-stars Elijah Wood, Billy Boyd, Sean Astin, and Dominic Moynihan watched Rings of Power. The 4 main Hobbit actors from Jackson's original trilogy did support the series against racist online trolls, who were outraged over the inclusive casting in Rings of Power. Amid racist backlash, the 4 actors posed for photos wearing shirts that featured the ears of Middle-earth creatures in various skin tones. You are all welcome, Wood wrote on Twitter. All 8 episodes of The Rings of Power, blah, 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 blah. Well, first of all, their publicity stunt with Elijah Wood, Billy Boyd, Sean Astin, and Dominic Moynihan notwithstanding, and that's what it was, make no mistake, it's a publicity stunt, because the fans were not outraged over inclusive casting. The fans were outraged over them just randomly tweaking the shit out of Tolkien. So let's get it right. Again, nobody said not to have inclusive casting. And I've pointed out to you, and you guys know, there's ways you could have had inclusive casting and still stuck within Tolkien's lore. They didn't want to do that. They chose specific things to meet specific checkboxes. That's what the fans were upset about. Not what you did, but why you did it. Okay? And the way you did it. Let's get that right. Okay. That aside, good on you, King Theoden, Bernard Hill. I love it. He's absolutely right. And I'm willing to bet, because he's somebody who's read the original stuff, the Tolkien, the books and stuff like that. I'm willing to bet he's read the books. He's familiar with the books. Actually, I could tell because he mentioned The Hobbit being stretched out into more movies than it should have been. So I'm actually glad he came out and said that he refuses to watch it and he refuses to be involved with it in any way, shape, or form, and that he thinks it's a money making venture, and I totally agree with him. I totally think it's a money making venture. I think there's no other excuse for what they've done and the way they've done it. But all hail to you, King Theoden. Keeping it real, keeping the truth out there. It's good to see somebody of the original cast that at least has the guts to come out and say what they really feel. So good on you. Good on Bernard Hill for that. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's good to see one of the stars of one of these franchises, the original version, come out and give their real feelings and opinions about these quote unquote re-adaptations or new adaptations? As opposed to when they just trot out actors and actresses from the original beloved versions, and they just trot them out as a sort of publicity stunt to sort of fend off fans. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. All right, the rest of the stuff we got today, we got a lot of Galadriel stuff today. I think this Sunday is going to be Galadriel Day. We got a lot of Galadriel or oriented stories coming out. So I'm going to get right on them, and I will talk to you in the next one. If you like the video, like the video. If you feel like sharing the video, please feel free to do so. If you have not yet, I would hope you would consider subscribing. And if you have already subscribed, thank you. You are freaking awesome. We are right on the edge of 500, which is awesome. Let's keep it going. If we can get to 500 before Christmas, that would be way hella cool. I don't know why I said way hella cool. It's not usually how I talk. I was going to say that'd be fucking badass, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.